and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. 41 workers trapped in a tunnel in Uttarakhand for 10 days could be pulled out within the next 2 days after drilling new exit paths. A top government officer, familiar with the rescue operation, warned if the plan doesn't work, the operation could even stretch to 15 days. Sophisticated drills have been deployed in the rescue effort. On Tuesday, authorities released footage which showed the laborers were alive and in good spirits. Medical cameras were sent into the tunnel to study the situation. The workers have been stuck in the 4.5-kilometer tunnel since it caved in on November 12th. They are being supplied food, water, and medicines through steel pipes. Continuous rainfall has caused flooding and traffic jams across Chennai, hitting routine life quietly badly. Reports say Chennai's low-lying areas were the most affected, with homes and properties being cut off by flooding. There are also fears that stagnant water might cause waterborne diseases. This area in Coimbatore was hit by severe traffic jams due to flooding. Reports said at least 12 international flights at the Chennai airport were delayed by an hour today. Flights operated by Indigo to Tuticorin were also reportedly cancelled, but some reports said the cancellations were due to low occupancy on the route. In the western district of Erode, heavy showers caused widespread disruption, accompanied by flooding. Heavy downpours have been battering the district since midnight and went on till noon next day. Reports from the region said a key bridge on Bhavani Sale submerged in floodwaters, cutting off the important access route. Floodwaters came after a nearby stream started swelling in the heavy showers. Floodwaters also entered a housing block in E Road, trapping people inside homes. Residents have urged authorities to take urgent steps to find a permanent solution to prevent flooding.
ஒவ்வொரு தடவையும் மழை வந்து 82ல் மழை வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டதுனால குடிசை மாற்று வாரியக்காரங்க வந்து மாடி வீடு கட்டி கொடுக்குறேன்னு சொல்லி மாடி வீடு கட்டி கொடுத்தாங்க. பாலம் தரப்பாலமாக இருந்தது. தண்ணி அப்போ நிறைய வந்தது. இப்போ தண்ணி நிறைய வருது. மேம்பாலத்தை இடிச்சிட்டு மேம்பாலம் கட்டி இருக்கிறாங்க. இருந்தாலும் தண்ணி மழை பெய்யும் பொழுதெல்லாம் வந்துகிட்டு இருக்குது. நாங்கள் ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுறோம். நாங்கள் குடிசை மாற்று வாரியத்தில் வீடு வீணா பண்ணதுனால இப்போ இடித்து கட்டி இது பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. நாங்கள் பணம் கட்டி 1.5 வருஷம் ஆயிடுச்சு. இன்னும் எங்களுக்கு வீடு கொடுக்கல. எவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் நீங்கள் வீடு கொடுக்க முடியுமா அவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் எங்களுக்கு வீட்டை கொடுங்க.
A case has been registered against Tamil actor Mansoor Ali Khan after he made sexually offensive comments about fellow actor Trisha. Khan triggered a massive outrage within the film fraternity and outside. The case against him comes after the National Commission for Women urged the police to file a case against Khan on its own. Khan's comments were sexually explicit and in bad taste, which were aimed at actor Trisha. Trisha described Khan as a blot on mankind and that his comments were repulsive. Khan said the controversy was the result of rivalry within the South Indian Film Actors Association, which also condemned him. Federal tax officials have carried out searches for the second time this month at the properties of Tamil Nadu's Public Works Minister, E.V. Velu. A cluster of educational institutions run by the minister in and around Thiruvannamalai were targeted in today's raids. The facilities included Arunai Engineering College and several others, including a school. Reports said during the first raids on November 3rd at the Arunai Engineering College, officials confiscated files and sealed some rooms. According to reports, more than 100 officials were involved in the searches. The ongoing Kartigai Deepam festival entered its 5th day today in the pilgrim town of Thiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu. At the center of the festival is the famous Annamalayar temple. Thousands of Hindu worshippers have been thronging the site since it opened with the customary flag hoisting last week. The main deity, which is believed to be more than 100 years old and 32 feet tall, was taken in a procession on a silver chariot through the streets around the temple, lined with devotees. Other statues of gods and goddesses were also taken in a procession as part of the festival. Authorities have demolished a water tank in a school in Kanjipuram district using a bulldozer after it released bad smell. An investigation found that eggs of birds dropped into the tank might have caused the bad odor. The incident drew the attention of officials after a complaint said human excrement may have been thrown into the tank. The inquiry involved top district officials, including the collector and a top police officer who spoke to the school officials. State authorities have urged the public not to spread rumors. Former Tamil Nadu Minister D. Jayakumar has dismissed Chief Minister M. K. Stalin praising his party's later leader as mere acting. The former fisheries minister pointed out it was Stalin who spoke ill of his arch-political rival Jayalalitha in the state legislature and in public meetings. He stressed Stalin was pretending when he praised the former chief minister who led the AIADMK until her death in 2016. Jayakumar also criticized the House Speaker, Appavu. He said there was no truth in his claims that lawmakers from the AIADMK were planning to cross over to the governing DMK party. A fire broke out at the state-run hospital in Salem in western Tamil Nadu as patients and staff scrambled to escape. The fire started at the orthopedic inpatient ward of the multi-specialty hospital. Patients, attenders and nurses battled smoke as they tried to flee the facility. Fire and emergency services were at the scene to douse the blaze. There were no reports of casualties. Reports that could not be verified said leakage in an air-conditioned unit may have started the fire. An investigation is underway to find out what caused the blaze. The Enforcement Directorate has provisionally attached assets in a money laundering case against the National Herald and entities linked to it. The assets, linked to the Congress Party, is said to be worth 752 crore rupees. The Enforcement Directorate or ED said that Associated Journals or AJL is in possession of proceeds of crime in the form of immovable properties spread across Delhi, Mumbai and Lucknow. It said another entity, Young Indian, controls investment in equity shares of AJL. According to reports, the National Herald is published by AJL and owned by Young Indian Private Limited. Congress leaders Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are majority shareholders in Young Indian. The Supreme Court has cautioned herbal products company Patanjali Ayurved against making false and misleading claims in advertisements about its medicines as cure of several diseases. Patanjali Ayurved was co-founded by Yoga Guru Ramdev. The court said all false and misleading advertisements have to stop immediately. It warned the court will take any such infraction very seriously. A bench comprising Justices Ahsanuddin Amanullah and Prashant Kumar Mishra orally observed while hearing a plea of the Indian Medical Association or IMA. Last August, the court had issued notices to the Union Health Ministry and Ministry of Ayush and Patanjali Ayurved on the plea of the IMA alleging a smear campaign by Ramdev against the vaccination drive and modern medicines. Israel's cabinet has approved a deal with Hamas to secure the release of 50 hostages being held in Gaza. A statement from the Israeli Prime Minister's office said the hostages will be released over a 4-day pause in fighting. Under the deal, the release of every additional 10 hostages will extend the pause in fighting by 1 day. The deal was approved by Israel's cabinet after a lengthy meeting that ran into the early hours of Wednesday. Before the meeting, Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu said the war effort would continue even if a hostage agreement was struck. Billionaire Elon Musk announced that his social media site X will donate its advertising revenue to war-torn Gaza and the hospitals in Israel. He wrote on the social media site that X Corp will be donating all revenue from advertising and subscriptions associated with the war in Gaza to hospitals in Israel and the Red Cross in Gaza. Last month, Musk had announced that Starlink would provide connectivity to recognized aid organizations in Gaza, which were struggling after communications and the internet was cut off in the region. Starlink is a satellite network developed by Musk's spaceflight company SpaceX to provide low-cost internet to remote locations. After the shock dismissal of Sam Altman, OpenAI directors are reportedly in talks for a possible reinstatement. According to reports citing people familiar with the matter, discussions are taking place between the former CEO and at least one board member. Almost every staff member at OpenAI has threatened to leave unless Altman and co-founder Greg Brockman are reinstated. Microsoft, the biggest investor in OpenAI, has since offered him a job. It is still unclear whether Altman will ultimately join Microsoft, which is OpenAI's biggest investor by far. Microsoft has offered to match the pay of any staff who join it from crisis-ridden OpenAI. Last week, the board removed Altman, which sent the AI company into chaos. A former Meta executive has claimed that the social media firm is fundamentally misleading the public about the safety of its photo-sharing app, Instagram for Teens. According to The Telegraph, Arturo Behar, who left Meta in late 2021, went public with his concern in testimony to U.S. senators earlier this month. He stated that Instagram is categorically not appropriate for children as young as 13 and claimed that the company had failed to act on his concern. With his testimony, Bejar added pressure on the tech giant over its effect on teenagers. Bejar, who has worked in the technology industry since he was 15, joined the company then known as Facebook in 2009. He joined as an engineering director in the company's Protect and Care team. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.